Joining us via Skype from Pennsylvania is Professor Lawrence Davidson. He's a professor of history with the Westchester University. Many thanks for joining us here on Press TV, Professor Davidson. Now, Mohammed bin Salman seems to be going on this PR campaign. It was the UK, US, France, buying weapons and winning a lot of political favors and getting very rave reviews in Western mainstream media. What do you make of this?
He's photogenic.
He is indeed, and he's playing up on that, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's young, he's handsome, he's the John Kennedy of Saudi Arabia. I don't know, but he's charming, and all of that counts in terms of the media, and also in terms of politicians. All that counts more than morality, ethics, a peaceful world, a peace in Yemen. It all counts much more than that. And so what his buying weapons does also is gives a boost to whatever economy he's buying them from. So it's a very hard scenario to compete with, and certainly pointing fingers at the government and at this guy and saying, you know, they're immoral, they're criminal. You know it, I know it, nobody else cares.
Right, it is ironic though, isn't it, Professor Davidson, that this is coming at a time when we're seeing UN Security Council sessions, emergency sessions being held for Syria, but apparently the missiles falling on the civilian population in Yemen are just being ignored and are invisible. It seems charm coupled with billions of dollars really works.
Oh, it does. And it's not just Saudi Arabia. Let's face it. I mean, you know, the Israelis are killing hundreds of Palestinians using snipers, and their troops cheer, and nobody in the U.S. government gives a damn about that. I mean, so essentially, it's a matter of who you choose to denigrate, who you choose to call, as Trump does, an animal, like he did with Assad. Of course, the political environment presently is full of animals, including the one in Washington. You know, I mean, so if you've got a media that will respond to you, I mean, you just point the finger at whoever you don't like, and you forget about everybody else. It's the hypocrisy has always been there, and the media will follow along.
Right. Now, Professor Davidson, anyway, very quickly, if you can, do you think that we are entering this era where we're seeing these political fault lines becoming more and more prominent, where there is no middle ground anymore? You're either on this side or that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, after the end of the Second World War, there was a window, international law and diplomacy, and a set of values that everyone could agree on because it reflected the horror of the Second World War, and you didn't want to do that again. However, 70 years on, people forget, and you get a reassertion of basically a state-based anarchy. That's what we've got. An anarchistic environment where states can do anything they want, as long as they're powerful or allied to a powerful ally. There's no law. There's no rules.
All right. On that word of caution, we're going to have to leave it there for now. That's Lawrence Davidson, professor of history with Westchester University, joining us via Skype from Pennsylvania. Professor Davidson, it's always a pleasure having you with us here on Press TV.